Hi, if you're new here and you don't know me, I'm Mel, the artist behind Melly Melly, and welcome to my little channel. Welcome back, old friends, and welcome new friends, and welcome to my channel. I'm Mel, the artist behind Melly Melly, and I'm so glad you're here today. So, as y'all know, I run a little shop called Melly Melly, and there I sell keychains, stickers, and just little knickknacks that I like to design and make. However, I have been thinking my little brain, and I've been truly thinking about my future of this business, and I was like, wow, I kind of want to focus more on stickers and stationery. So I usually manufacture my stickers outside. I have some manufacturer make them for me. However, that has been getting very, very expensive. And although I do love my manufacturer so much, they are chef's kiss. I've just been thinking I want to experiment more with like sticker sheets and stickers and other little things. And so I thought it would be a wonderful, wonderful investment to buy my Silhouette Portrait 4, which is why we're here today. And I am going to unbox this. We're going to review it. And I'm going to show you my experience as someone who has never really used a sticker cutter. I've never touched one. Well, kind of, okay? I've definitely like dabbled. I've like tried my friend's sticker cutter, like a Cameo 4, but I've never truly had one on my own. So I'm gonna show you guys how it feels and like the process of like getting used to it and all of that shebang. So let's get started. I can't wait to open this. I'm so excited. All right, welcome back. I just finished setting up my Silhouette Portrait 4. There she is in her glory, chef's kisses. She's beautiful sitting there in the beautiful beaming sunlight. Now I found it very easy to set up, very simple. The only thing that I had trouble on was installing the blade, aka the little thing that cuts. And I didn't have any instructions that came in with my box. There was no little pamphlet, nothing. So I watched this YouTube video by Silhouette. I think it's like Silhouette Secret Portrait, I don't know, silhouettesecrets.com. And I'll link the video down in the description because it was so helpful. It had all these wonderful tips and tricks, and I fully recommend if you are first time setting this up, even if you've set it up before, just watch it. Very thorough, very wonderful. Chef's kisses. But I'm very excited to start using this girl because that's what I got her for, was to make stickers and sticker sheets. So I'm gonna hop on my computer. I do already have sticker designs that I want to print out, and I'm very excited. I can't wait to use her, and I'm gonna let you guys know how I feel about her, how she is on the first use, and we're gonna get that started. So let's cook some stuff up. All right. So I've been working on my sticker sheet and like putting it into Silhouette Studio for about an hour now, and I'm gonna show you guys what I have so far. All right, so this is what I have so far. Sorry for the screen. I'm filming this on my camera, so it's a little awkward. So this is what I have so far for the sticker sheet on Silhouette Studio. And I want to say that Silhouette Studio is not the easiest program to maneuver around and understand. If you are tech savvy, it is definitely not that hard, in my opinion. I'm someone who's a little more tech savvy. I work with a lot of technology and stuff like that. So it is not that hard for me to understand, but if you're kind of on the weaker side when it comes to technology, I can see how it's very difficult to use. So I did watch a video by Neon Shiba, and I'll link it in the description or it'll pop up boop, 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 right here. But yeah, it is kind of hard to maneuver around, and I would suggest playing with the program a little bit and reading through it and looking through videos. But so far that's what I have. I'm gonna print out these onto my sticker sheets, and then we are gonna try out the silhouette cutter. So let's get that started. Now that I've used my Silhouette Portrait 4 for a few days, I think we should go into my first impressions. However, before we do that, let's do a brief overview of the machine itself. I bought my machine off of the official Silhouette website. And on the website, there's lots of packages you can select, but I chose the machine only package, and that costed me $160. Now you can go on other retailers such as Amazon or Michaels to buy your machine. I thought it'd be best just for myself to buy it off the official website. So my Silhouette Portrait 4 came in about 3 days, which is very fast in my opinion. I was very happy about that. And right out of the box, I had the machine, the power cable, the auto blade, and also a cutting mat. What I did not have though was an instruction manual or just a user guide, which I thought was a little weird. So I did watch a video on how to get your Silhouette started and using Silhouette Studio. I will link that video down in the description. It was very, very helpful. I do recommend you watch the whole entire video because there are tips and tricks scattered throughout the whole video. But yeah, I thought not having the user manual was a little weird, but I did make do what I could. Right out of the box, I set up my Silhouette Portrait 4 and it was a very easy and simple process. All it took was you plugged in your Silhouette Portrait 4, you put in your auto blade or whatever blade of your choice, and you can either connect your Silhouette Portrait via Bluetooth or I believe there's an Ethernet cable. I know through some type of cable. I chose Bluetooth. It didn't give me any problems at first, but I will get into the little issues I did run into regarding the Bluetooth. Nothing major, just little minor things that I ran into. Now that we've done the overview, I think we should get into my first impressions. And I know y'all have been waiting for this. Overall, I love the machine. It has been game changing when it comes to manufacturing my products, and I absolutely love it. It is amazing and I can't get enough of it. I get so excited to use it every time. However, just because I do love the machine doesn't mean there aren't a few issues that I have ran into and will probably continue running into. One of the most frustrating things I ran into were Bluetooth issues regarding the Silhouette Portrait 4. Now to preface, the issue may be because of my computer and not because of my Silhouette Portrait 4 because I have messed with the BIOS settings and mess with the drivers inside my computer, so that may be a computer issue and not a portrait issue. However, sometimes when I did try to pair my Silhouette Portrait to my computer, it asked for a pin. Because I didn't have a user guide or an instruction manual, I wasn't sure if this was required by Silhouette, and I was like, oh, am I just not, I don't have the pin? But I did look up online and this took me forever to find. I don't think anyone else has ran into this issue but me. So this is why I believe it is a computer issue solely. But the pin is 0000 if you ever run into this issue. Apparently there's a default connection pin with your computers and 0000 was mine. It might be 1111. Just might be like a string of 4 numbers that are just consecutively the same. So if you run into that, that's the solution. Another issue that I ran into, which is bound to happen no matter if you have a Cricut, if you have a Cameo, if you have a Silhouette, it doesn't matter, is that sometimes your cuts are going to get misaligned. Now, there are a few tips and tricks that I did learn to prevent the misalignment of cuts. Number one, when you get your Silhouette right out of the box, please calibrate it. I got way too excited. I was like, let me just dive into making stickers right now. No, calibrate it, do some test cuts, see how it's working, and then continue fixing it until it is perfect for your standards, and then do what you want with it. I didn't do that and I wasted so much material, so please calibrate your machines. Another tip that I learned to help with the misalignment of cuts was to move the little thing that holds your blade, like left, right, and left, right again. I can show an example. I'll show an example right here. So here's my Cricut machine, and the little compartment I'm talking about when it comes to aligning your machine is this little thing here. So make sure you turn your machine all the way off, and then all the lights are turned off. And then, so if your stickers are being miscut, what I was told was slide this to the right. Doesn't matter, you can slide it right or left. Be careful when you move it, be very gentle. And slide all the way in the other direction. And then make sure you end at the very end right here. So you can do this a multiple number of times, just make sure you end on the right side, and then once you turn it back on, it should reset itself into the position it needs to be. And there you go. And so this should help with some of the misalignment cuts. I found that this helped out a lot for me, so there's one tip for you guys. My final tip for dealing with miscuts is to use the cover of your Silhouette when it is trying to register your marks. You know the little flap thing that opens up? keep that closed when it's trying to register. I found that this works like 99% of the time. I probably only get misaligned cuts like every like 1 in 30 cutting sessions now. So like works like a charm. That helps me. I don't know if it helps you. I think one of the biggest issues with this is lighting. So if you can even out your lighting for the registration process, I think it'll fix pretty much any misalignment that you have. My last and final issue with the portrait is that it can get quite loud. Now, I do have the portrait right next to me. I don't mind the grinding and the gear noises, but other people may have a problem with that. So keep in mind that it can get quite loud if you keep it in the same room as you. But if you have it in another room, you probably won't hear it. It's not that annoying. Personally, I kind of like the noises, but it's totally up to preference. Despite its kinks and despite its issues, I love my Silhouette Portrait 4. Cuts like a charm, it works when it needs to work, and when it doesn't work, it's not too hard to troubleshoot. Even though I don't talk about it much in this video, the Silhouette Portrait does use the Silhouette Studio program, and it was easy to learn. It wasn't too hard. Everything about the Silhouette Portrait is it's really easy. It is not too hard. And there's lots of resources online. Many of them I will link in the descriptions. The ones I use personally will all be linked below. And I can't recommend this enough. It has been a joy to work with. So if you're apprehensive about buying a Silhouette Portrait 4 or just a sticker cutter in general, I say do it. I recommend this one if you have never ever touched one like I did. I've never used a sticker cutter before, but it was a simple and easy streamlined process. And I can't recommend it enough. So if you're on the fence about it, just buy it. So that's all I have for my first impression and review of the Silhouette Portrait 4. I wish I had made it more organized, but this was a very kind of spur of the moment idea. And I will be making a 6-month update and a 1-year update on how I feel about the machine. So please subscribe for that if you are interested in those videos. Please like. I really do appreciate every view, every like that I receive. I want to say thank you for supporting me, and I can't wait for all the designs I can come up with now that I have a sticker cutter. I'm going to have so much more fun, and I can't wait to make more projects for all of you guys. So thank you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!